A lot of excitement surrounding you this year. Do you hear all the accolades and all the discussion, and how do you deal with that?
I try not to pay too much attention to it. In today's world, it is hard to not see everything because I am on social media. My wife's on social media, my family. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get better each day and go out there and win as many games as possible.
And you say get better each day. So you came on the scene 8 games a season ago, looking at some of these numbers. A 2.06 ERA, 57 strikeouts, better than DeGrom, better than Harvey, better than Tom Seaver in that short span to begin a career. When you hear stuff like that, what's your reaction?
Yeah, hopefully I can stay on the same track record as those guys.
Yes.
That'd be good for the Mets and good for my career as well.
Go ahead, Todd.
During your first start, you got to interview your parents, and I loved listening to your dad talk about the fact that from the time you were a little kid, he made everything a competition for you to get you competitive. One of the things we heard about you coming up and what we saw is that you never give in. Are you competitive like that just in baseball, or does it go to everything? Is it a card game, a ping pong battle? How does that competitive nature fit into your persona?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much everything I do. I have a hard time playing just like pickleball with my wife or anything, like a card game with her. If I lose, I don't take it great. I've always liked to win, and yeah, anything my dad did, like he never let me win. He would always just push me to the point of where like I'm in the game, and he would beat me until I finally got to the point like in basketball, or even if we would do like tackling drills in football in the yard, like to where I could take them on, and that's when it kind of just snowballed to where I'm at now, and I just try to win as much as I can.
And on sort of that same note, you played a lot of different sports, including football, obviously, and you were a position player even into the minor leagues. I heard you say one time that having been a position player helps you on the mound. Can you explain to the crowd? I understand what that means, but can you explain to the crowd what that does for you and your focus on the hitters?
Yeah, I obviously have a plan going into the game on how I want to dissect and take on hitters. But everybody's got a plan, right, until they get punched in the face. So it's like it's hard to execute your plan exactly how you want. If it goes exactly according to plan, everything's great. But those hitters are also making adjustments too, and they have a plan against me. So I try to do my best of like, if I was a hitter, if I was a righty who pulls the ball well, what would I look for against myself? Or if I'm a lefty who's good at going the other way and don't hit certain pitches great, how would I go against myself? So that's kind of like the game I play within the game, because those guys are constantly making adjustments, and it's a constant cat-mouse game, and it's just something I'm trying to stay ahead of, and sometimes like they get you, and it's just part of it.
Yeah.
We saw you sitting out with some of your other starters, watching live BP, watching your teammates. That's something that I appreciate. Somebody else that was in the clubhouse, you're really rooting for your teammates. Is there a competitive advantage to you guys rooting for each other, but also pushing each other to try to one-up along the path, especially with some of the guys that are your contemporaries as far as your age and experience level?
Yeah, we're always pushing each other because we want the Mets to win a lot of games. And also, like, all of us are competitors. We're playing at the highest level, so we do want to be better than each other. And if everybody's pushing each other to be better each day, in the long run, we should make really good strides as a staff as a whole.
You've got that baseball in your hand. So much made of your ability to spin the baseball, right? Your high spin rate. What is, and you can show us here, what's behind that? What makes that ball spin at the rate you have it spin?
I'm not sure entirely. I think a lot of it is it's just God-given. I got lucky being able to spin the baseball. I can't pronate it for anything, so certain pitches I really struggle with, and I try to do my best with what I can with how I throw the baseball. And then there's been some studies like just throwing a football growing up, like just living with my hand in supination could have something to do with it, but I think a lot of it is just I got lucky.
You always talk about the supinating and
True.
pronating, right?
I talked to Devin Williams. We did a demo on the changeup, and we had Luke Weaver on. Those guys' ability to do that. Right. Not everybody can do both. You're one of the best as far as spin-wise on supination. What is one thing that you learned last year? Because you had that tremendous success that we talked about, but not everything was clean. Not everything was perfect. I noticed that your sweeper kind of got hit in the zone a little bit, less chase. What are some of the things that you learned with the little bit of things that didn't go perfectly last year and your first taste of the big leagues that you've moved into the offseason and now into spring training?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's an execution thing for me. A lot of times the sweeper was left out over the middle of the plate, and it doesn't matter how nasty your stuff is. If it's in the heart of the plate, the big league guys are going to hit it. Yeah, so I think if I can just execute a little bit better to the glove side with all my pitches, I should be in a good spot. And then just constantly developing other stuff that I don't throw a ton and don't really always get to in the game, but still having it in my back pocket as well.
Great.
What about, by the way, a very different feeling? I would say we've all felt it here in camp this year. You were not in big league camp last year. This is really your first go-round along these lines. What are you sensing with sort of the new regime here?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wasn't here last year, so I can't speak on last year's camp. But the vibes of this clubhouse, like, it seems like we've clicked right away. The guys are starting to come out of their shell, I feel like, pretty early in camp. Usually it takes some picking and like internal conversations with each other off to the side, but it seems like everybody's getting along super well, and that's what you want in a clubhouse. I mean, like Francisco said, you don't have to be best friends, but it definitely helps when everybody's getting along. So it seems like we got a really good group of guys, and then like our veterans and leaders are just top of the league.